All right, here we are in Wade's basement. We are playing some bolt action because that's what I needed after all my Flames of War and Team Yankee armies and my Napoleonic stuff and my two different scales of navies. Is I needed another game to play at a different scale. So here we are. We are playing 1,000 points late war, I guess. The mission we're doing is Demolition or something? Demolition. So Wade's got a radar station that his American Airborne have taken over, and I am doing the counterattack, the German counterattack to take it over, to take it back. So his objective is the radar station, and I've got some supplies back here. Wade, why don't you go through what you got?
Okay, well, obviously we've seized the radar station. We've got a subsequent objective over on your side of the board. So this is just an initial objective. I have a U.S. Airborne veteran platoon, command squads right here, these three dudes, and a section basically defending the radar tower. I have in the building, the radar control building, basically a mortar observer, mortar back in this area.
I think you got another observer inside.
And there's also an air observer inside the building, one floor down for the U.S. Air. Mortar team over here, 57 millimeter anti-tank over here, and I got one cheeky section in the forest on the flank, potentially going to go on to the next objective, but we'll see. In reserve, I also have a bazooka team, trying to wait to figure out which way the enemy's going, and same thing with a regular, not veteran, M4 Sherman.
Excellent. And what I have is I've got some Panzer Grenadiers that I've been building like crazy for the past 2 weeks. I've got nothing in reserve, so I'll just go right to left. I've got a armored car here. I guess just to point out these 4 brown boxes on the corners, those are dice rolling boxes. And the inside, this is also the board edge, so I think I may have screwed myself over here thinking I could go around this gap, but now I'm going to have to go through the field. I realized that after I placed that there. So anyways, I've got the scout car here. I've got my Panzer IV, no Scherzen, and I was able to magnetize underneath here. It's all chopped up, but I'll be able to do late war, and then in early war, I'll have a Panzer IV. So I've got my Panzer in there. I've got a veteran Grenadier section, 6 guys, 2 of which are LMG teams. My first painted infantry are there. I've got on the lower floor a mortar team. Their observer is right there with his field glasses. So yeah, there's not much defending this, so this could be a problem, but I'm thinking what's better than a good defense, and that's a good offense. So I've got my officer, here Grenadiers in each half track, and each Grenadier unit here has 2 SMGs, 2 Panzerfausts. And so this is my first game with my own stuff, and I think this is your third game. So yeah, we'll be plodding through and probably making a ton of mistakes, but this is part of the reason why I'm filming it, is so people can go, oh yeah, you guys did this wrong, and then we can learn from it. So that's deployment. I guess we start pulling stuff out of the bag. Alright, well, unlike with Flames of War, where it's clear, you know, Wade did this and then I did that, so turn 1 is done. I was thinking I could go through that gap, but I can't. And then with Flames of War assumptions, I have to spend 90-degree turns to move stuff. All right, so my vets with the 2 LMGs just went. I guess I should need to keep that ambush dice for these guys.
Yes.
So these guys are on ambush. We realize that these are 2 tree templates because he moved his guys in that building to kind of start a gunfire over here, but we can't. I realize that the armored car, it can't even try and go through any of this stuff, so it has to reposition. My Panzer IV, however, he put his 57 millimeter gun way back there on ambush. I drove up. He didn't use his ambush, I think because he wanted to snipe one of my half tracks, so I took a shot and missed. At the end of his turn, having not shot my Panzer Grenadiers, he did take a shot and missed. My mortar failed to range in on his mortar. His observer, same business. He's ranging in on my observer. Over here, just took a chance. Ran this half track up. And so the guys inside are down. Advanced this half track. Advanced the men out. And my officer is also with them over here. On his turn, he moved not too much. Oh,
one section
yeah, just one section.
up into this farmhouse.
And you tried You tried the air thing or no?
My air observer called in a airstrike on your tank, which will resolve at the beginning of turn 2.
Oh, okay. Well, this thing might be blown up shortly, so we'll see. So at the beginning, before we pull tokens, so I can't move it out of the way, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully that's not a smoking wreck at the end of turn 2. All right, turn 2. Most of the action took place over here by the river. I moved dudes up. Put a bunch of pin markers on the 57mm gun. Then I took a bunch of shots back. The Sherman came in and split MG fire, 50 cal fire, and then main gun fire. So hit all of that nonsense. These guys, I tried crossing the river, and I was left in a bad spot. I had 4 guys that were closer, and they all got picked off by all of those guys that moved up. My mortar, figuring that mortar is probably going to be dead next turn, my mortar decided to try and range in on those guys by the Dragon's Teeth. His air didn't come in, and he wasn't able to range in on this guy here. There's really not much going on over here. All the action's down this way, so that is turn 2. Let's see what I can pull off on turn 3. All right, quite an eventful turn 3. So we wanted to see how an assault works, so I moved my 10-man squad of dudes that were previously alive here and assaulted the mortar team. So I had 10 dice hitting on 5s because veteran, hit 2 of them. He swung simultaneously to me because of the defended obstacle rule and was hitting on 4s, so he got 3 hits to me, and I only got 2 hits there. And in this game, if you lose, well, they're all dead. So I lost my Panzerfaust section, assaulting measly mortar team guys, and there's 1 guy left. My officer did some payback by moving up, and this is what I should have done, is shot SMGs at them instead of assaulting, but we figured out how assaulting works. So SMGs shot there. The tank was going to do the same thing with the 50 cal main gun and machine guns, hull mounted machine guns. These guys, I gave them a down order. He missed with the main gun, and I think the 50 cals just pinged off the front of there, so that was pretty good. I failed to do my orders for this half track. This half track passed, shot, pinned the bazooka team. Oh yeah, so on his turn the bazooka team came on. This is why it's weird doing this battle report after each turn, because his bazooka team came on next to the 57mm. I moved my scout car, freshly painted, and he got both hits, so it was 1-inch template and then another 1-inch template here. Caused more pinning on the AT gun, which subsequently ran away despite the officer being right here, and I caused a pin here. I failed to range in over here. Yet again, the P-47 failed to come in over there, and I moved my LMG sections forward. I'm nicely keeping these guys back, because otherwise he'd be sneaking up on these tanks over here. So that is turn 3. Pretty sure the air is going to come in this time, so we'll see what happens. All right, turn, what are we on?
Turn 4.
4. Apart from the spectacular explosion of this Hano mag, from the bazooka team. I was able to pass an order again with this half track. Brought down the bazooka team down to 1. What did my LMG guy do? He shot and killed. Oh no, he shot and pinned the bazooka team. So he caused a bunch of pin markers, and then this guy finished off. These guys went down, lost another dude. In spectacular fashion. So his airplane did come in. This is when they were parked next to each other, and I was like, oh no. And he rolled a bomber, and I'm like, oh no. Big 4-inch template, and I'm like, wait a minute. This thing has the flak rule. So I wound up getting 2 hits, but because it's HE, right, pom-pom shots into him, I got, turned out I got 3 hits, and then 3 hits is a shoot down, so huzzah to the autocannon. He scores a hit on the P-47.
Paid for his points right there.
Oh, God, yeah.
Saved the tank.
Yeah. And previously he took out the, or brought down to 1 model, the 57mm anti-tank gun. So he started the show for now. I then moved them across here because this road here, I got to prevent any Shermans driving up it. What I should have done is I should have shot my mortar at the dudes that were behind the barricades, hitting on a 4, but I forgot. I was doing all sorts of other exciting things down here, so he wound up moving his dudes away. So that's a mistake on my part here, and I just advanced the veterans up. I don't know, maybe I'll engage them at some point, but here's where we are on turn 4. That is that. So that's the end of turn 5. What happened? Your HQ charged my HQ in an assault and killed them because I had gone down from the other teams there that shot at him. I shafted myself and didn't give me a chance to use my SMGs in defensive fire. So because I did that, his command section assaulted mine and then regrouped to right there. These guys went down, took another couple hits. The MMG, what did I do here? I think I shot over there and just did some pin markers.
Pretty sure you shot the
bazooka
guy.
And down to 1. Yeah. Ineffective tank duel. I moved my tank up, shot at him. He moved his tank up, shot at me. My radio car tried to shoot the pom-poms into those dudes over there. My mortar failed to range in. I moved the lads up here. He stayed over there in ambush. So thus ends turn 5. All right, so we've already rolled to see what it's end of turn 6. We already rolled to see if the game continues. It does not. So you see the burning Sherman, and you see the American or British aircraft over there. So yes, you guessed it. The aircraft came in, rolled a 1. He tried to shoot the British plane down. Didn't happen. The British plane wound up killing the Sherman with friendly fire. My immobilized half-track shot and killed one of the HQ guys over there. These guys, they were able to rally off most of their pin markers. With the Sherman dead, my Panzer IV moved up, and with 12 dice, only killed 1 out of that infantry squad, which is disappointing. Tried to fire my 20mm pom-pom guns into there as well. Just did some pin markers, and everybody else just sat tight. So I've got 3 of his dice, and on the radar station there, he's got 3 of mine. It's an absolute draw. So that's that. So what do you think of your list? I always do this list. I mean, it's our whatever. It's my first game. It's your third.
That's my first. Second. It's my second game. So we learned a lot in this game because there's so many different things that don't come up when you just like reading the rules and trying to figure this stuff out. I liked my list. I probably would have made smaller rifle sections to have more flexibility, maybe more maneuverable stuff.
Yeah, I had more dice in the bag, which really shined.
Yeah.
When it had to, yeah.
Because I got really big chunky sections, and that section over there did absolutely nothing for the whole game. It kind of held a corner.
Well, You prevented me from advancing up there. To be honest, I should have moved these guys earlier. But I mean, you're in a building, so even if I had brought my machine guns to bear, I mean, you'd have hard cover.
Hard cover modifiers.
Yes, it was going to be next to impossible to actually take your objective. I don't know why it's only 6 points, but I mean, whatever. I should have been, I don't know. I was gun shy moving my tanks up because of your 57 millimeter, and I knew your Sherman was coming on. I like the half tracks. They're expensive, but I like them.
Well, they were certainly, as far as keeping my flank pinned down, they kept me completely occupied for the whole game.
Yeah, and it's the 2 extra dice in the bag.
Yep.
It allows other things to move up. Yeah. Yeah. Anything to add?
No, it's a good game. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great game. Thanks for having me. I got to get painting. Well, my MVP is already my. No, the MVP is your air observer. The rookie.
The rookie
No, but
pilot.
my MVP. Usually, I paint the next thing that's the MVP, but I painted this guy this morning, so
He's certainly your MVP.
definitely. I don't know what. Yeah.
I'm going to fire this forward air controller though, because he literally turned the tide on the whole thing in turn 6.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it was really the rookie
Really the
pilot
rookie
that did
pilot.
it. Yeah. I mean, he called it in.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, and we'll definitely have to do this again.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Cheers. Thanks.
Sure.